Hey guys, what's up? Blacker Bricks here, back with another video. Now I know I haven't uploaded in a little bit, but I guess I've just been a little bit busy lately and I didn't have any great ideas for videos, so I thought I'd just hold off. Now in today's video, I am going to be going through the LEGO Ideas third 2020 review. I think these were finalized actually a little bit ago, and I think the cutoff was towards the end of 2020. I may be incorrect with that though. So this is going to be a detailed analysis and prediction. So first half, I'm just going to look over all the sets. Then I'm going to compare them to sets in the past that have been released that are similar or identical. Which sets I think will get made, which sets I think will not get made. This video might be long. I'll try not to drag it on for too long though. Okay, so starting off, we have the Boeing 737 passenger plane by Big Planes Customs. And I also want to say right now, I don't think I'll be able to read the entire thing every time because that will take a long time. And I do also apologize if I mispronounce anything. So yeah, we just have a brick-built plane. I do like it. It's a pretty interesting set. And I'm just going to keep these descriptions nice and short. Now we have the Coliseum, which is the architecture style. I do like the rendering and the photography on this one. Sorry, jumping ahead too much. We have the Gravity Falls, the Mystery Shack. This one I actually really like. I'll be upfront, and I haven't watched this show, but I know and I'm familiar with the building, and I think they did a very good job with this. This is the Bricktown Police Station, and again, a really, really nice set. I think it's well put together. This is actually one of my personal favorites. I do have quite a few favorites in the list, but this is one of them. This is Bag End, and I just think the lighting on this is just wonderful. Here is a Red Dwarf Starbug, another one I really like, but I actually didn't know a lot about before I made this video. Then we have Avatar the Last Airbender, Yip Yip. The Classic Castle, which is probably my favorite photo in this entire one. I just think this is so well put together, it almost looks like professional. Then we have the Open MRI. We have the Motorized Lighthouse, probably I think my favorite in this entire list. Avatar, the Illuminated World of Pandora, wonderful rendering here. Spirited Away. We have Jumanji of 1995, very creative with the whole splitting apart thing. The Little Venice, Auto Union Type C race car, Automated Garbage Truck, TX Master Games, Milwaukee Art Museum, The Car Wash, Wallace and Gromit, Among Us, The Skeld, Roman Warship, The Addams Family Mystery, GMC Blue Chip 100, 1957, Viking Village by Brookhammer, and those are all, I think, almost 25-30 sets, so I kind of sped through them, and I'm honestly glad because I want to spend the most amount of time with the detailed breakdown and review. So it's broken into a couple of different parts, and the first part is actually just two sets which were recently released that are almost identical to projects in this. So the first is the Coliseum. I'm sure you guys are familiar with this set. It was released back in 2020, and it currently holds the record for the largest LEGO set of all time. Now, I could be completely wrong, and they could go ahead and release a set. Now, obviously, the chances of that are extremely slim, right? So I'm going to pretty much call this one of these sets that is probably impossible, is not going to be made. Next, we have the police station, which was released as a modular building for this year, 2021. So I do doubt it. I guess I can go ahead and share what I've been thinking, and that the resemblances between these two things are almost uncanny. Then again, police and donuts are not really something that are so separate or so different that they are they go one with another. So I guess it's not that crazy. I just really doubt that a police station modular will be released the same year as another police station modular. Now, even if this was a completely different modular, I still doubt it would be released because I've never seen LEGO release a modular through Ideas program, even though many of them have reached that 10,000 supporters mark. So next we have a set that was actually released quite a while ago. This is An Unexpected Gathering, and it represents Bag End from Hobbit. Now, I will say that I do like this version a lot more. I just think the whole idea with the book and the lighting and just everything about this is a lot better, just in my opinion, compared to the official set. Now, I do doubt it would be made, and for one reason, actually, that I haven't seen a set released before through Ideas that has already been licensed before. So we've had the opposite, actually. So Ghostbusters was introduced to LEGO through Ideas. After that, then they made the Firehouse. They made the huge Ecto one we received last year. But I don't think it's ever happened opposite. So they've actually worked with Hobbit, and then later they've created an Ideas set. So for that reason alone, the chances for this set being released are fairly slim as well. Now this one is, I think it's a little bit different because obviously garbage trucks have been released from LEGO, and maybe it's a little bit similar. I think the big difference is that this one is fully functional. It has a brilliant mechanism, really just so cool. And for that reason, I'm not going to completely discount it. I do feel that it is in a little bit of danger. And when I say danger, I guess it might be a strong word. What I mean is that the chances are reduced mainly due to the fact that, to me at least, it just doesn't feel like it fits with the whole Ideas thing. Again, I might be wrong, and they could go ahead and just release this as a set. I just think compared to some of the other items, it doesn't really fit, especially with what we've seen from Ideas in the past year or two. This would work amazingly well in City. That seems obvious almost, but I don't think they would do something like that. So that's just my thought. Now here we have the passenger plane. I guess it's almost funny that the names here are identical. I guess passenger plane is not that uncommon of a name, so it's not a big deal. But I don't know about a plane being released through Ideas. I mean, in the past, we've really seen the majority of them being released through City, so again, this is one where it's a little bit iffy. I mean, obviously, I think this is a very well-designed model, and I'm glad to see that they didn't use a pre-existing cockpit. It does look quite nice, and I would be interested in seeing if they'd release something like this. Now, this one is maybe a little bit of a stretch. I guess while I was putting this together, I realized that a lot of these sets actually can be compared to others. I feel like this one is not that big of a jump because they are both lighthouses. Obviously, the style of this is quite different, and we haven't really received many proper or serious lighthouses. Majority of them have been fairly, I guess, I don't like to use the word, but a little bit on the simple side. I mean, I'm not discounting the set. I think it's wonderfully designed, but compared to this, the whole technique and everything is different. So I don't feel that the fact that the lighthouses have been released in the past will hold it back too much. Then again, I could be wrong. Again, as I said, though, this is one of my favorite sets. So, transitioning a little bit, we have the Avatar, or the Yip Yip, I think, set, whatever it was called. Sorry if I don't remember the name. And so, we actually had 2 Avatar sets released in the past, and I guess relating back to the Bag End set that we looked at a little bit earlier, I don't know how this would work because Avatar has been released as a theme in the past. I know we only got 2 sets, but I don't really know how the whole licensing thing would work out. In addition to that, we actually did have a we did have a Avatar: The Last Airbender, almost the exact same thing, Appa. I obviously there are differences between the two, but this was, I think, not approved just in the second 2020 or the first 2020 review stage. So the chances that this gets approved is, to me at least, slim, right? Because if that same exact, well, obviously it's not the same exact project. Oops, sorry. But it's so similar that it would be strange to me if they went ahead and picked this, because what is the huge difference, you know? So now we have, now really what I'm doing, so I've transitioned into idea sets in this round that are similar, if not identical, to idea sets in the past that have been rejected. So this was the first one. This is the second one. So we have a Mystery Shack on the left that was that reached that 10,000 supporters mark but was not approved. Now, obviously, this is a different set, right? And looking at it, it's not that different, actually. I mean, there are a couple of small things, but in general, it's a fairly similar build. I mean, they both are really good, in my opinion. And I think just for the reason that it hasn't been approved last time, I don't see any reason why it would be this time, you know? There's not any huge differences. Now we have the Addams Family. This is another set on the left that got to the 10,000 supporters mark but was not approved. This is a case in which I actually do like this one on the right, the newer one, a little bit more. I feel like it has a lot more character. And just looking at this now, I do feel like this has a decent chance. I mean, this is one where the build is actually significantly different, so it does make sense. But I'm not sure if this would be released because there might have been some licensing issues that also were the reason why this wasn't released initially. So this, I believe, is the Starbug, and now I'm going to be taking a look at sets that were based on IPs, or intellectual property. So some existing movie, TV show. I don't know a lot about this show, and by that I mean I really know very little. I think it's the Red Dwarf. It's a British TV show, if I'm not mistaken. And I actually did not even know that this set was based on an IP. I thought it was just a custom creation. Again, it's pretty good though. Like the recreation of this very strange shaped vehicle is done exceptionally well. I don't know how licensing works when like it's sort of obscure like this. Maybe they'll figure something out. Next, we have the Avatar, Illuminated World of Pandora. This is a image. I'm not sure if that's a rendering or a product image. It was one that I found. So that's just comparing that. And I think this is owned by Disney, so I don't know how difficult licensing would be. Now we have an animation. So this is Spirited Away, and I do not remember the name of this building. So if someone knows that, please leave it in the description. I think this is a wonderfully designed building. It's just so beautiful, and it's very, very close to the actual thing. Like, there's some crazy curves, and they just did it so well. I think that this is a set that really deserves to be made. I don't know how licensing would go with Studio Ghibli, which is I think the studio that created this film. We have Jumanji, which is the house from the film. I think this was the 1995 film that this is based on. Then we have Wallace and Gromit, and this is really, again, very well done. I think the animation style lends itself very well to Lego, and I obviously will say that the designer did a wonderful job, not only catching the two main characters. I think that might be Shaun the sheep, perhaps, and some penguin that I don't know the name of. I don't know, it just reminds me of that character. Now we have Among Us, which is a video game that was extremely popular last year. Now, I will quickly speak as to why I don't think the set will be released, and that's mainly because it is a game that had a huge rise in popularity and then sort of faded out. I'm not saying that this is a set with no chance. We'll get to those a little bit later, but I doubt it will be made. That being said, they still did a very good job designing this. So here we have what I think is the Milwaukee Museum. I'm not sure if it's an art museum or architecture museum. I just know it's a museum. And this was wonderfully well done. I know some people might call it a little bit simple or repetitive in its design. And I guess that sort of is a trademark of the architecture line in general, because architecture tends to be a little bit repetitive. That being said, this is wonderfully well done. I just don't feel like it might fit into the whole ideas theme very well. Definitely would work as an architecture model though. So here we have a truck, which I absolutely forgot the name of. I think it's a GMC truck. And again, they did a really good job capturing this into Lego. Yeah, I guess that's really all I have to say about this one. Here we have the MRI. Now, I remember way back in maybe 2019 or something like that, I saw this set on Lego Ideas, and I was just absolutely confused as to how this had amassed so many supporters. Now, I mean no ill will or offense to the creator, and I guess that is... anyways, what I meant to say is that this doesn't feel to me to be at the level or the caliber of what we expect at LEGO Ideas for 10,000 supporters. It is a very cool idea. I guess the idea of an MRI in LEGO is interesting. It just feels like it was sort of an underdeveloped idea. I mean, sorry about that. It's just, I guess, a little bit simple, you know? I mean, for that reason alone, I doubt this would be made into an idea set. It's just, there's not too much to it. I mean, this feels like it wouldn't have a huge appeal. Again, that's just my thoughts. Let me know what you guys think of this one. We have the TX Master Games. So I did a little bit of research on this one. I was trying to figure out if TX is a real game. It turns out it was actually created by the designer of this set, and it is a board game that can be played. Similarly with the MRI, I don't think this would be made into a LEGO Idea set, mainly for the reason that it feels underdeveloped. We have actually had games, interactive games from the LEGO Ideas line. We had the Maze from, I think, JK Brickworks, another fantastic YouTuber. And I think the difference is that requires a lot less rules or understanding. It's sort of just intuitive that you just you use little dials to move the ball around. Compared to that, this looks like a little bit more of a involved board game or something like that. And for that reason, I don't know if LEGO is the best medium for this. Okay, so finally we're going to be taking a look at the original ideas. I think I might have left one car or vehicle in here that I didn't really count as a based on an existing model. So apologies for that, but we just have a couple. I'll just go through them. And these are just the ones that are, yeah, this was the one. I think it was based on a real vehicle. But the other ones are all custom created just through imagination. Okay, so 15 minutes into the video, I'm going to share my final thoughts. Now, these are going to be in order. First, I'll be listing 3 of my favorite sets. That's going to be in order from least to, I guess, greatest or best. And then I will be sharing 5 sets that I believe have a good chance of being created into official sets. Now, I guess one of the other reasons I wanted to make this video is so I could have my thoughts kind of put into words and record it and put on YouTube. So when the actual results come in summer of this year, I can look back and see maybe how right I was, how wrong I was. Again, they don't actually share why or why not they chose sets, but I think it'll be interesting to see. Okay, so third on my list of favorites is going to be the Viking set. I do apologize that I don't remember the names of some of these sets. I love this, and I think I supported this because it's new, right? We don't see a lot of Viking stuff from LEGO. I think there were lines in the past, but I like it, and it seems like a very fun build to put together. Next, we have the classic, or I think just the castle. I guess this one could also be looked at as a set that we have many things similar to this in the past. We've gotten castle sets. I am a fan of medieval stuff. And for that reason only, I think this is well done. The designer did an amazing job with the pictures, as I said earlier. And yeah, in general, this is just a super cool build. Another one I think I supported. Okay, finally, I think this is going to be my #1 favorite for this whole lineup. And that is the motorized lighthouse. I just love how this one has been put together. Even though it's micro scale, which I may not have shared on this channel before, is not my favorite, I still think it's very cool. I guess if this was made into a real set, I would love for it to be scaled up and just made, if not huge, fairly large. I think that would be a dream come true for me. And again, I would really wish for this to be made. Okay, so transitioning in, now are the sets that I expect to be actually produced. Now, the first one is Jumanji, and I guess this is sort of out there, but we saw that Home Alone was approved recently, another set that I'm excited for the release. But I guess for Jumanji, it has that classic appeal. It is a building, and it has a lot of potential for play features and little like tricks and traps and whatever things, because the movie has so many cool features in it. So for that reason, I feel like Jumanji has a decent chance. So next we have the Viking Village, which coincidentally is also one of my favorites. You guys might see a little bit of overlap, and obviously that shows a little bit of my bias. This set is neat, it's cool, and I think it has a good chance because it's a play set. We've seen Pirates of Barracuda Bay, we've seen Medieval Blacksmith, we've seen Treehouse. Large, fun, I guess lots of play value. They're just these big sets that have been doing very well, so for that reason. Avatar is different, right? But I think it's just so colorful and cool. I guess the biggest challenge for the designers would be making this like turning this into Lego, because I mean, obviously you can see it already is Lego, but by their standards they obviously want everything to be very sturdy and sound. So I don't know how this would exactly translate, but the whole idea and the appeal could be executed well. I think there was talk that if it was approved, it would actually align with the Avatar's expected release, the second movie, Avatar 2, which is 2022. Again, that could obviously be moved. We have the GMC truck next, and this kind of reminds me of the Caterham or the Caterham that was released a couple years back. That set also was a little bit confusing for me how it got approved. I wasn't completely sure, but I think this is a well-designed set, and it has a chance. Then again, I could be off base with this one. Finally, I think we have the motorized lighthouse. Again, this might show a little bit of my bias because I am a huge fan of this set, but I think it has a decent chance because it does seem to have a lot of adult appeal, which is obviously important in these LEGO ideas because a lot of the sets recently have been 18 plus. So that is obviously important. It also has a lot of potential because the designers have a lot of room to work with the set, and it does make for a cool thing. So this was a long video. It did go on for 20 minutes. My throat is really sore and I'm tired from talking, but I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments what sets you think will be created, what sets you wish would have been approved in the past, and we'll chat soon. I think the first 2021 review stage is coming to a close, if not done yet. There's just so many projects in that one. That's going to be one crazy video to get to. Anyways, thank you so much, and I hope you guys have a fantastic day.